Israeli engineers realized we were running up against a power wall, and there was too much heat. The way we were successful is to develop faster and faster processors. And they realized that pretty soon we were going to have a little nuclear reactor inside the processor unless we change the architecture. And Israeli engineers were very well aware of this, were the first ones to realize it, and flew back and forth between Israel and Santa Clara for months to try and convince the top executives at Intel that we needed to change the architecture and not look at speed so much as the way the engine worked, developing more pistons, if you will. So eventually the car would go faster, but at lower speeds, if that makes any sense. And the current CEO, Paul Alini, was in charge of the mobility group and turned them down. And they just kept coming back and knocking on doors and stalking executives in the hallways. And eventually they saved the company because eventually the executives were persuaded with the data and the persistence and made what's called the right-hand turn. And the whole architecture of the microprocessor changed. We developed the first microprocessor design for laptops that allowed laptops to be what they are without a big fan in them. And now we're going to even thinner laptops. It's all based on that first design in 2003. And through that, a lot about Israeli culture came out. 3 of our values, risk-taking, results orientation, and constructive confrontation, are on my Intel badge, actually 2 of those. Well, Israel is like Intel on steroids. They take that literally. And, one of the guys who made those trips every month, who is now an executive VP of the mobile group, right, took Paul Alini's place, said, I took an American executive over to Israel, and we were arguing in this room, and there were red faces and shouting, and the U.S. executive got out. He said, what's going on here? And he said, it was a good meeting. We came out with good conclusions. And that confrontation has produced these innovations. And it really is consistent with Intel culture, but taking it to the next level to produce all these innovations.